It's important to remember we have 11 months of the year that we just have every night to ourselves. But maybe we could spend 1 month of the year's nights for Allah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last 10 days of Ramadan, I should say. And as well as always, welcome to Ramadan Radio. It's almost the end. We're at the last third of Ramadan. I wonder how it's been going for all of you so far. Are you satisfied? Are you not satisfied? Are you struggling? Or is this the best Ramadan you've had up until this point? I'm really curious to find out and about how you're experiencing it. Today, we will be talking about how to spend these last 10 days. So I want to give the word to you, Abdullah. What do you think?
Hello everybody, first welcome to another episode of Ramadan Radio. This Ramadan has been an interesting one because it started right as my midterm started. So I had like a rough start to Ramadan, if I'm being honest personally. And I felt like I've been lacking on the religious side, the Islamic side of the Ramadan. And I struggled quite a bit. I felt kinda guilty because of missing a couple of Taraweehs, not doing full 20s. I felt a bit guilty, so this is like a really important episode for me and I want to share my opinions about it. And even though I struggled the first few days, the rest of my Ramadan have been so pretty good, I would say. I've been relearning all of the short surahs because I learned all of them as a kid, and I recently realized that my pronunciation is pretty bad of those surahs. My memorization is pretty bad, so I've been relearning them recently, and it's been very interesting. I've been thinking like, how bad was I reading these so far, and I felt kinda happy accomplishing that this Ramadan, fixing my errors, the most basic of my errors. How has it been for you, Mercan?
I think in terms of reading more Quran, I think it's been definitely nice. I read during Taraweeh, I follow along with the Imam as well. I have my own group that I meet every night to read Quran with an hour. So that's been going good. But in terms of like that nightly prayer and staying up and that, magical sense that you get from night prayers, I feel like I've been lacking on that. So that's definitely something I want to focus on these last 10 days. And as we know from the Sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, he spent the last 10 days of Ramadan in itikaf, meaning I should actually maybe read the hadith correctly. When the last 10 days of Ramadan arrived, the Prophet ﷺ would stay away from his wives and spend the night in worship and awaken his family. I'm assuming he means for like suhoor or for tahajjud. So that's something that he did, step away from social life and to really focus on his connection with Allah. And that's something that many Muslims across the world try to do in these last 10 days. And there's different ways we could utilize this. For the first time, last year was the first time I did this, but asking for religious exemption or religious excuse for our absences is definitely something I think we could safely explore. On the beginning of the last 10 days, I have a class that starts like towards iftar Taraweeh time, and it goes on like until like 10 p.m. So I did it, and I just emailed my professor, and there's a strict no absence policy just because it's orchestra. I should say that it's orchestra, and there's a strict no absence policy. And I emailed my professor and I was like, hey, can I get a religious exemption for my absence on this day previously? And she was like, yeah, sure. She wasn't like, what holiday is it? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, anything else? She just said, yeah, sure. And things like that. Maybe if we have saved up leave days from our workplace or from our courses, maybe it's even a time that we could start utilizing those to give ourselves like a little Ramadan vacation, and spend the night in prayer, perhaps really focus on our ibadah. That's definitely something I think all of us could explore.
Absolutely. I've been fortunate this semester because I picked mostly morning classes this semester. So I have all of my nights to myself, and for the past week I haven't been sleeping before sahur. And I've been spending it either studying or reading Quran or doing my full Taraweehs with tahajjud prayers. I try to pray tahajjud as much as possible. That's been my goal this Ramadan. I haven't been trying to miss a single one of them. That was like a personal goal that I have put for myself. Fortunately, this semester I don't have a lot of homeworks. That's very fortunate. It helped me to focus on my iman, most nights of the Ramadan, and I felt very different this Ramadan, making sure I spend every night praying in a different way with different purposes. One night I've been reading Quran, one night I've been relearning my surahs, one night I've been doing extra tahajjud, sunnah prayers, and some nights I just spent reading religious books from Fethullah Gulen or some other scholars. I've been trying to read from as many scholars as possible this Ramadan, and it's been very fruitful, I would say, and I've been very happy that this Ramadan I have put all the effort that I can give. And it's been hard. It's been hard some days. I've been feeling sleepy most mornings, if I'm being honest. But it made me realize that, it made me ask this question to myself: do we want an easy Ramadan, or do we want a true Ramadan? In a way, we could try to make this Ramadan as easy as possible, or we could try to live Ramadan with the true spirit, right? Making sure every night of it you feel like a different way of connection to Allah. You spend it feeling like maybe one of the Sahabas from our Prophet's time. I want to be more like them this Ramadan. I want to spend it more like them this Ramadan. And it's important to remember we have 11 months of the year that we just have every night to ourselves. But maybe we could spend 1 month of the year's nights for Allah, making sure we remember every night that Allah is there with us every night, and He sees everything we do. I don't know, that's been my goal this semester. What do you think, Marjan?
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you. And overall, it's not too late. If up until this point you feel that you weren't able to truly feel that Ramadan experience, you feel that you haven't been able to do much, you just feel like you haven't established the connection that you were wanted or you were aiming for, it's not too late. It's the last 10 days. We have 10 days. We have 8 days. We have 3 days. Even on the last day of Ramadan, it's not too late. So just open your hands and do that one prayer or pray throughout the night for repentance. And I think it's also about coming to terms with our mistakes, in the sense that we should feel regret for our neglect of the Quran. We should feel regret and for our failure to perhaps recite it the proper way, to understand it, to truly embody the Quran. We should realize the damage that we've experienced to our souls in these past 11 months, the failures of our society, the miscomings of our communities, and of our personal experiences of our past sins. Regret, I feel like, it's the best feeling we could feel in this time period, especially in these last 10 days. For regret for not spending these past 20 days doing more. And it's that regret that'll fuel us to really truly make that repentance, dua for repentance in these last 10 days, especially with the Laylatul Qadr coming. And any of these last 10 nights, it's fair game.
Absolutely.
It's said to be on the odd numbered nights, but you never know, it could be any night. So especially with Laylatul Qadr coming, we could essentially pray for everything that's going to set us up for the upcoming year, as well as our entire lifetime. So that one prayer that we do, even on the last night of Ramadan, it could save us potentially from everything that's going to come in that year, and maybe even forgive us for everything that has happened until now or would happen. So it's not too late, and I definitely think we should, I know it feels terrible to come to terms with saying, I feel like Ramadan just went by and I didn't make the most of it. It feels really bad to admit that, but admitting it is the only way we could move on and, do better.
Absolutely.
For the last 10 days and for the upcoming Ramadan and for the time after Ramadan. So I think for it to set us up ourselves for this coming year and this upcoming Ramadans, inshallah, I hope Allah gives us enough lifetime to experience more and more of these Ramadans. Definitely come to terms with our mistakes, and don't be afraid of them, and use them to truly, truly hug Allah's mercy, is what I would say. Charity, if you haven't done it by now, definitely do it. Things like charity, reading Quran, trying to understand it. If you have trouble reading Quran the proper way, the best way is honestly to open up a recitation for the specific verse that you're reading. There's websites, there's on YouTube, you could search up Quran first juz and you'll have a bunch of videos pop up to follow along with someone reciting it, and you'll get the same points I should say, as if you read it yourself. But definitely don't run away from the Quran if you don't think you could read it properly. As we know from the Hadith, those who struggle to read the Quran get much more good points in the eyes of Allah than those who could perhaps read it, recite it very easily. Yeah, what do you think?
You are very right. I agree with everything you just said. With that, I think we should close the night. We talked about everything there is to talk, I think. This could be a good point to finish the episode. Thank you for joining, everyone. Please let us know what do you do in the last 10 days of Ramadan. We would love to hear more about it. With that, goodbye, and thank you for joining me, Mercan.
Thank you everyone for keeping up with us up until now. I hope this Ramadan has been amazing and that you will end it with a blast, guys. It's not too late. We got this. We got this.
We got
Wonderful
this.
and blessed Ramadan, everyone.
Bye-bye.